The federal government could join the investigation into what caused a massive power outage in New York City. 73,000 customers across Midtown Manhattan lost power on Saturday. The outage caused major disruption, trapping people in elevators and subway trains, yikes, because it was hot. Several concerts and Broadway shows were canceled. Kris Van Cleave is in Midtown Manhattan. Kris, what do we know about what caused it?
Well, good morning, Gayle. Look, we know that everyone in New York is still talking about what happened. We don't know the cause, but the city says they know it wasn't terrorism and it wasn't a cyber attack. Now, back here, this is one of the spots where Con Ed crews have been working almost for the last 36 hours trying to repair damage from this outage. What they do know for sure, the systems that should have prevented this substation from going offline did not work. Electricity crews are working around the clock to pinpoint what caused the power outage that blacked out half of Manhattan's iconic skyline. For about 5 hours Saturday, the city that never sleeps lost its nightlight, trapping people in elevators.
People trapped in elevators, 10-4.
And leaving subway riders stuck underground for hours. The outage turned off the lights on tens of thousands attending Jennifer Lopez's sold-out show at Madison Square Garden.
Obviously, we're going to reschedule this show. There's the alarm going off telling everybody in the announcements to evacuate.
Even our weekend broadcast was left in the dark.
Lights?
But on Broadway, the show went on outside, bright lights or not.
You have to be in charge wherever you are. It's as simple as that.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio had to play damage control after the 2020 hopeful was campaigning in Iowa during the blackout.
We're going to hold Con Ed's feet to the fire. We're going to work very closely with them.
Power company president Tim Cawley says the outage was not due to high demand or old age.
So there's incredible redundancy in terms of our capacity.
You say that you've got redundancy on redundancy, and yet a huge swath of this city was plunged into darkness for 5 hours.
Yeah, that's fair. The grid is very reliable on an overall basis.
The incident raises questions about the country's overstressed power grid. In its most recent infrastructure report card, the American Society of Civil Engineers scored it a D+.
We are pushing our grid about as hard as we can push it right now, given what we've got.
Patrick Miller is an energy sector expert.
There's an expectation by the average consumer that the power is always going to stay on. In reality, we have a grid that runs from Canada all the way down into Mexico, and the fact that it operates as reliably as it does right now is an amazing feat.
Now, this blackout on Saturday came on the 42nd anniversary of the epic 1977 power outage that plunged New York into darkness and chaos. Saturday, there were no reports of any significant problems, no reports of any injuries. Con Ed says it could be weeks before they know for sure why the lights went out and that substation went down. Gayle, one piece of good news, J-Lo is going to be back on stage at Madison Square Garden tonight, and she's hoping the lights stay on this time.
I heard.
Right.
And everybody who was there Saturday night will go back again on Monday night, including me.
It was kind of scary. My son was in the subway, and he described the doors open at a station. He said it was so black he didn't even realize where he was.
It would be terrifying.
Yeah,
It's very frightening, and because you don't know exactly what is happening, but people stayed so calm. I did a stupid with 2 O's move because I had no money, so I went to the bank to get cash out. Then you realize, those don't work either.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much you count on electricity until you don't have it.
You lose it, yep.
All right, thank you, NYPD, firefighters, and Con Ed. Good job.